Hello everyone, I am Miss Pratiksha Singh welcoming you to our lecture number 15. So in previous videos we have completed first and second unit of physics paper 3 and now in today's video we are going to cover third unit, that is on materials. So let us begin. So what exactly material is? A material is a substance or mixture of substances that constitute an object. Yes, the material which is consist of various small objects, and it can be pure or impure, or it can be living or non-living matter. Okay, so majority of materials are present in solid state, and study of properties of nanomaterials is called as nanotechnology. Now you all know that what exactly range of nanomaterials it is 10 raised to minus 9 meters. Okay, so study of properties of nanomaterials is called as nanotechnology. So this is what materials are. Materials are substances, or it may be a mixture of substances which constitutes an object. Now classification. There are various ways to classify materials. So first we will see classification by use. So materials can be broadly categorized in terms of their uses. For example, building materials, building insulation materials, refractory materials, nuclear materials, aerospace materials, and lastly biomaterials. So these are a classification of materials by their uses. Like building materials are used for constructions. Okay, the materials which are used for construction are called as building materials. Then materials which are used to retain heat within that building is called as building insulation. Okay, insulation means what? Retaining the heat. So materials which are used to retain the heat within the building, that is building insulation material. Then refractory materials means the material which are used for high temperature applications. Then the materials which are used for nuclear power and weapons are called as nuclear materials. Okay, and fifth one, the materials which are used in aircraft or any other aerospace applications, those materials are called as aerospace materials. And lastly, the materials which are used for applications interacting with living systems. Okay, so those are called as biomaterials. So these are the 6 categories of materials by their uses. Okay, then second is classification by structure. So there are 4 types of materials by their structure if we classified, and those are ceramics, glasses, metals and polymers. Okay, so what is ceramics? Ceramics are the inorganic solids which are mainly non-metals, consist of non-metals. Okay, those are ceramics. If you see in diagram, examples of ceramics are earthenware, stoneware and porcelain. Okay, these are ceramics. Then second is glasses. Glasses are amorphous solids. Okay, then third is metals. Metals are pure or combined chemical elements with specific chemical bonding behavior. Those are metals which are made up of materials. Then fifth is polymers. Polymers are materials which are based on long carbon chains or some silicon chains, because carbon can make chain. Okay, like ring or chain structure. So those are called as polymers, and which are made by maybe carbon or made by maybe silicons. So these are 4 categories of materials by their structures, like ceramics, glasses, metals and polymers. Now properties of materials. So there are various properties of materials, like it can show mechanical property, then it have thermal properties, optical properties, electrical properties, then technological properties, chemical properties, magnetic properties and physical properties. There are vast properties of materials, and that's why they are used in various fields as well. So let us see one by one all properties. The first one is electrical properties of materials. So electrical properties, there are 5 types of electrical properties. First is electrical resistivity. It is the property of material which resists flow of electric current through the material. Resist means what? Opposing. So this is the property which opposes the flow of electric current, that is electrical resistivity. It is give and take of conductivity. Yes, and resistivity values are reported in micro ohm or centimeter units. As mentioned above, resistivity values are simple give and take of conductivity. It is simply give and take of conductivity. Now second property is electrical conductivity. It is a property of material which allows the flow of electric current through the materials. Yes, electrical resistivity and electrical conductivity both are exactly opposite to each other. Okay, electrical resistivity which opposes the flow of current, and electrical conductivity, it allows the flow of current through the material. It is the parameter which indicates that how easily electric current can flow through the material. Conductivity of material is give and take of resistivity. Yes, electrical resistivity was give and take of conductivity, and electrical conductivity is give and take of resistivity. This shows that both properties are exactly opposite to each other. Then electrical conductivity measure of how well material accommodates movement of an electrical charge, and it is the ratio of current density to the electric field strength. Electrical conductivity is a very useful property since values are affected by such things like, therefore electrical conductivity information can be used for measuring purity of water, checking for proper heat treatment of metals, and inspecting for heat damages in some materials. Okay, so I hope you must get what exactly electrical resistivity and electrical conductivity. Now third property is dielectric strength. It is the property of material which indicates ability of material to withstand at high voltages. Okay, this property shows the ability of material to withstand at high voltages, and usually it is specified for insulating material to represent their operating voltages. Which material having high dielectric strength can withstand at high voltages. Okay, then fourth property is temperature coefficient of resistance. Now this property indicates change in resistance of material with change in temperature. Okay, as temperature changes, resistance of materials are also changes. So temperature coefficient of resistance of a material indicates that change in resistance of material with change in temperature. Resistance of conductor changes with change of temperature, and as noted above, electrical conductivity values are reported at 20 degrees centigrade, and this is done because conductivity and resistivity of materials is depending on temperature. Thus, conductivity of material decreases as temperature increases. Okay, so conductivity is exactly inversely proportional to the temperature. So that's why as conductivity of material decreases, then temperature increases, and as temperature decreases, conductivity of material also increases. Now for fifth property is thermoelectricity. If link formed by joining two metals is heated, a small voltage of millivolt is produced. Yes, if we linked two metals and that link joining is heated, then small voltage of millivolt is produced, and this effect is called as thermoelectricity, or it is also called as thermoelectric effect. This effect forms basis of operation of thermocouples and some temperature based transducers. This can be used to generate electricity, to measure temperature, and to measure change is temperature of objects. Okay, change in temperature of objects. So these are five properties which are electrical properties. Now let us see magnetic properties of materials. So origin of magnetism lies in orbital and spin motion of electrons. and also how electrons interact with each other. Okay, now magnetic properties of materials are those properties which determines the ability of material for particular magnetic application. Okay, so let us see these properties, magnetic properties. That is, first is permeability. What is permeability? It is the property of magnetic materials which indicates that how easily magnetic flux is built up in material. Okay, what is permeability? It is a property of magnetic material which indicates that how easily magnetic flux is built up in material, and also it is determined by ratio of magnetic flux density to magnetizing force producing this magnetic flux density. Okay, it is the ratio of magnetic flux density to the magnetizing force. Okay, this is permeability. Then second magnetic property is hysteresis. Magnetic hysteresis is an important material by which it firstly becomes magnetized and then demagnetization process. Okay, it is a property where firstly material is magnetized and then demagnetized. So lack of retraceability of magnetization curve is called as hysteresis, and it is related to existence of magnetic domains in a material. Magnetic hysteresis is rising temperature at which given material ceases to be ferromagnetic or falling temperature at which it becomes magnet. Okay, this is second property. Now third is coercive force. This force is defined as magnetizing force which is essential to neutralize completely magnetism in an electromagnet after value of magnetizing force becomes 0. Okay, this is the magnetizing force which actually essential just for neutralizing magnetism completely to the electromagnet after the magnetization value becomes 0. And also it is important in comparison between crystal slip and twinning. Okay, so these are magnetic properties. Now then, optical properties of materials. So materials show following optical properties like refraction, and materials have refractive index as well. Okay, whenever light falls or incident on a material, any material, then it gets refracted. Then also it may be polarized. So that's why polarization is also a property of material. Then reflection and reflectance. This is also a property of material. Then absorption. Some materials absorbs the light radiation. So that's why it also have absorption property. Then photoluminescence or fluorescence. Fluorescence means it is a property where material can emit some new radiations, that is fluorescence. Then transmitter, some of radiation can be transmitted through the material, so this also the property of material. Then diffraction and dispersion, these all terms are all are aware about this term. So these are the optical properties of materials. Okay, so here we have seen what exactly materials are, then the classification of material, classification by their uses and classification by their structure. And then we have seen properties of materials like electrical properties, magnetic properties and optical properties. Now let us see some sample objectives. I have put here only 2 objectives. So first is study of properties of nanomaterial is called as, and options are biotechnology, nanotechnology, microtechnology and mini technology. Now the correct answer is nanotechnology. Yes, study of properties of nanomaterials is called as nanotechnology. Then second is the property of materials which resist the flow of current through the material is called as, which property is called as, which property resists or opposes the flow of current through the material, that property is called as, whether it is resistivity, permeability, conductivity or superconductivity. Now second, third, fourth are wrong answers, because permeability is related to dielectric and conductivity means conducting or allowing the flow of current, and superconductivity is also same. So but the question is resist the flow of current. So the first answer is the correct answer, that is resistivity, which opposes the flow of current through the material. Okay, so I hope you must get all the points regarding to unit 3rd, and also you must understand sample objectives. So write these topics in your notebook. Till then we will meet in next video. Till then, thank you and bye bye.